Welcome back to my channel. This is my review for Marriage Bootcamp Hip Hop Edition Season 16 Episode 2. I did do a review for Episode 1, so if you did not see that, please go check it out, and I will leave the link to my review for Episode 1 in my description box. So Jocelyn and Ballistic were upstairs arguing, okay? At this point in time, all the couples were able to go upstairs and see their rooms and see how their rooms were set up and decorated. And the two of them got the ride or die couple. And so it was like friend zone written all over the place in that room. And they couldn't understand why it was saying that, okay? Jocelyn and Ballistic were arguing because basically he doesn't like the way that Jocelyn speaks to him. He feels like she talks to him like he's a little boy and not a grown man, and that she respects him. She disrespects him all the time, the way that she speaks to him, and he doesn't like that. And I agree with him. I feel like she tries to emasculate him, and I don't understand why she would think any man would want to be with a woman like that. But at the same time, it is hard for me to feel bad for Ballistic because he knew exactly what he was getting into when he got into this relationship with Jocelyn. He knew exactly who and how Jocelyn was. Obviously, he didn't know exactly, but you can get an idea of how Jocelyn is, and so that's why it is a little bit hard for me to feel bad for him. Now, I'm not saying that Jocelyn does not need to change her ways a bit. She does if she wants the relationship to work. Otherwise, the relationship's not going to work with him or anybody else she gets in a relationship with, for that matter. Ballistic has an issue with Jocelyn giving him an ultimatum and basically telling him that he has a deadline for when he needs to ask her to marry him. She said that if he doesn't do it by the time the boot camp ends, she's going to be done with him. And he doesn't like that, okay? Which I can understand why he does not like that. Why are you giving this man a deadline? You guys haven't even been together for that long, and you guys already have these issues in the short period of time that you guys have been together. So why not work on your relationship and then see where it goes, okay? And on top of that, I don't understand why she's trying to force this man to marry her. It doesn't make any sense to me because honestly, if it was me and I was going to be asked to be married, I would want the person to genuinely want me to marry them, not because I'm forcing it and shoving it down their throat every day that they need to marry me. That's annoying, and then you don't even know if they're really doing it because they want to at that point in time. Maybe he's only doing it because you gave him the ultimatum. So I don't understand why she's acting like that. And so basically Ballistic gets annoyed, and he says that he doesn't want to talk to Jocelyn, that the only person he would talk to is Dr.Ish. Now Dr.Ish ends up coming into the room, and he asks Jocelyn why she's so adamant on Ballistic proposing to her by a certain point in time. She breaks down crying, okay, which I did feel bad because she started crying, and she said that nobody's ever committed to her in her entire life, not her mother, not her father, and so she's dealing with that, and I can kind of get an understanding as to why Jocelyn is the way that she is. She was talking about how she's went through abuse her whole life, which is not okay? I honestly think that even after doing marriage boot camp, she needs to get some type of therapy or something just to help her cope and heal from the situations that she's went through in the past. It's going to be difficult, but I feel like it'll be good for her and her daughter and for any relationship she may get into. Now, Dr.Ish tells her not to make Ballistic pay for what other people have done to her in the past, and she does need to understand that, but it's going to be hard for her to be able to do that. Ballistic does need to be a little bit more patient with Jocelyn, but at the same time, she needs to stop speaking to him like he's a little boy and respect the fact that he's a man and treat him like he's a man. All the couples get ready the next day and they go downstairs and talk, and clearly Jocelyn did not take her conversation with Dr.Ish seriously because she went downstairs the next day and started talking to the couples downstairs about how Ballistic needs to marry her and that he has a deadline to do it. She literally kept talking about this, okay? She said that, she's not going to waste her good looks on him, and if he's not going to marry her, she's going to go on and find somebody else who will. And it's just you could tell that he's annoyed that she's speaking to him this way, and everybody in the house can see that, she tries to emasculate this man all the time. He needs to stop letting her do that, but at the same time, he knew, I feel like he let it slide too many times that now she's used to speaking to him that way, that it's going to be really hard to break that habit of her talking to him like that, okay? Now, people can tell that Ballistic shows restraint when it comes to Jocelyn, and, being with somebody like Jocelyn, you're going to have to show a lot of restraint. He definitely does do that. I can give him credit for that, but I honestly feel like it may not work out between Jocelyn and Ballistic, and if they don't break up at the end of marriage boot camp, they may break up after the show, because it just seems like, she's not listening clearly she didn't listen to anything Dr. Ish told her when they were upstairs talking. Dr. Ish explains the activity that everyone's going to do for the day, and he tells them that they have to pick 5 blame issues, okay? And the issues have to be the reoccurring issues in their relationship, okay? So Bianca and Chose go first, which they always go first. They've been going first since the last episode. I don't know why they always make them go first, but they go first, okay? And Bianca says that Chose does not protect her heart, and see, this is why I don't understand why Bianca and Chose are still together. I feel like she focuses too much on Chose and not enough on herself. And that's why she has all this anxiety about, maybe he doesn't want her. Maybe he wants somebody else. Maybe he's going to leave her at some point. She has all this anxiety, stress, and worry within her every single day, all day. And I know that it's because of something that he's done to her in the past in their relationship. And she's still holding on to it because he hasn't shown that he's changed much. Now, Chose feels like, she makes up scenarios in her head about him doing these things that he's not actually doing. And she said that he is doing it, okay? She sees what he does on social media and she reacts based off of it. Now, he was trying to say that she needs to not pay too much attention to social media because it's messing up their relationship. But Dr. Ish tells Chose that he was wrong, okay? That clearly when she's telling him what she does not like and what's bothering her and he still continues to do it, he's part of the problem and he needs to recognize that, which is true. She's telling you that something that she saw that you did on social media, she did not friggin' like. If you do not make the necessary changes to fix that situation, then if you keep doing it, you're going to keep getting the same reaction from Bianca. Now, Chose says that Bianca gives him anxiety, okay? He said that one time she called him like 600 times in a row with some bullshit, and he doesn't like that, and it gives him major anxiety. Bianca is adamant that he had anxiety before he ever even met her. She needs to take responsibility for her part in the problems in their relationship too. She likes to play the blame game and blame everything on Chose when she needs to take responsibility for her part in things as well, and that's what Dr. Ish told her. But she was saying that she's not going to take full responsibility for him getting anxiety. And she was saying, basically she starts crying, okay? Because she gets emotional about her situation with Chose, and that's why I say that she needs to stop putting all her focus and energy on him and put the focus and energy on herself. He can't be her whole life, and at this point, it seems like that's what he is to her. Now, Dr. Ish tells Bianca that, she still needs to take responsibility for her part in things because she was trying not to, and he just told Chose that he needs to take responsibility for his part. So why does Bianca feel like she doesn't need to take responsibility for hers? They bring up this whole baby thing because I guess Bianca was pregnant twice before. One time, I think she said that she lost the baby, and another time she said that she terminated a pregnancy, okay? And he was saying that he feels like she faked one of those pregnancies, and she gets pissed off at him about that, okay? She gets pissed off that he said that she faked it because she said that he went with her to the hospital one of the times, so he already knew that she was actually pregnant. She said that maybe he thinks the one that she lost was the one that he thinks that she faked. Now, Jocelyn ends up cutting in and she tells Bianca that she needs to stop being toxic. And I feel like Bianca should have checked Jocelyn. I'm not trying to promote drama, but Jocelyn is not somebody who can comment on somebody else's toxic behaviors in the relationship when she got all these toxic situations that she's the one perpetuating in her own relationship with Ballistic. So I honestly feel like she needs to stay out of Bianca and Chose's problems at this point in time. And I wish Dr. Ish would have told her that because she has her own relationship she needs to focus on, okay? Now, Bianca breaks down crying, okay, and says that she went through depression and Chose did not believe her depression, okay, which is not okay. He needs to stop acting like she's faking everything, and it seems like he's not very affectionate to Bianca, and she feels like he doesn't care about her and he doesn't love her, and I can see where she would feel that way because he's not very affectionate towards her so far that I can see. So I don't even know if their relationship is going to work, really. Their relationship is toxic as hell. Very friggin' toxic. I really don't know if they're going to make it, and Dr. Ish said the same thing. So it's Ballistic and Jocelyn's turn, okay? And Ballistic blames Jocelyn for their communication problems. He says that he tries to talk to her and he tries to bring things to her attention, and she immediately cuts him off and brushes things off. She tried to say that that wasn't disrespect, and Dr.Ish quickly corrected her and let her know that that is disrespectful, and it is disrespectful, and I think Jocelyn knows that that's disrespectful, okay? She knows the difference between respect and disrespect, and if she didn't know that she was disrespecting him, once he told her that he didn't like that she was doing it, she should have made the change and not did it to him, okay? It's going to take time for her to completely stop, but she can make, the choice to try. Now, she said that he doesn't respect how she talks, okay? He doesn't like that she talks to him the way that she does, which I can understand why, but she doesn't understand it. So he's going to have to really break it down and let her know why he doesn't like it, okay? He needs to sit down and talk to her and explain why. They're going to need a mediator because obviously Jocelyn doesn't listen to a word that comes out of his mouth. Now, she said that he hasn't let go of his past, and that's why he won't give her what she wants in the relationship. I believe she didn't let go of her past either. I think they're both holding on to the past, and that's going to be something that they're going to need to work on throughout this season. Styles P and Adjua go next, and Styles P says arguing is his problem in his relationship with Adjua. Now, Adjua says that trust is a problem because of his infidelity, that he's cheated on her a lot, and I feel like trust is their issue. That's what I feel like. It's trust. I don't know if it's really arguing, because I feel like their arguing stems from lack of trust. And so that's what they're going to have to work on this season. But we don't really see the two of them really get into too many altercations with each other on the show. They seem like the ones who are going to be the easiest to work with. Dr.Ish is going to be able to work with them probably better than a lot of the other couples on the show because they actually listen. So we'll see what ends up happening with the two of them. Now, guys, bear with me, okay? Because I'm getting annoyed with Michel'le, and I said that in the last episode of my last review, that Michel'le is getting on my goddamn nerves, okay? All she goes on and on and on about is that she feels like Stu is attracted to other women and he's not attracted to her, and it's aggravating the hell out of me because he wouldn't be with her if he wasn't attracted to her in some way, shape, or form, and he keeps on telling her that he's attracted to her, but she can't get it through her head, and it's aggravating, I think, everybody, to be honest with you. She said that Stu isn't affectionate enough and she doesn't think that he wants her. Okay? And maybe he's not affectionate enough and he does need to make that change, because if she's telling you that she doesn't feel like you're being affectionate enough, you need to take that into consideration and notice the times that you're not doing it. So he does need to work on that, but I wouldn't want to be affectionate to somebody who keeps saying every 10 seconds that I'm not attracted to them and I want to be with somebody else all the friggin' time. She needs to work on her insecurity issues. Her issues not even with Stu. Her issues are within herself, and she needs to work on herself because clearly she has insecurity issues, and I know that it stems from a lot of her bad toxic relationships from her past, and she's bringing that into her relationship with Stu. She also, talks about how the fact that he's younger than her. If you feel like he's younger than you and that's why he's not attracted to you and he wants somebody who's younger and more around his age, then you shouldn't have been with him in the first place. So I'm getting annoyed. I don't know if you guys are, but I am. So Stu says that his problem with Michel'le is that she tries to pawn him off on other women. I feel like that's a defense mechanism that she has to protect her heart from getting hurt, okay? She's probably been hurt so much in her past that she doesn't want the same thing to happen again. And so that's why she tries to push him off on other women. And she's going to have to work on that. I honestly don't believe that they're going to work out at the end of this season. I don't feel like there's any chemistry between the two of them. I honestly don't see it. I don't know if you guys do, but I honestly think that they're not going to work out at the end of this season. And plus, I think he's just going to get tired of her, because who's going to want to spend the rest of their life with somebody who keeps on talking about you're not attracted to them every 10 seconds? It's just annoying. Now, Shawnee and CeeLo go next, and Shawnee says that CeeLo has communication issues and she wants him to talk to her, but that when he does talk to her, he doesn't talk to her like a regular person. He talks to her like as if he's writing a song or something. He needs to stop doing that. If she's telling him that that's what he's doing, he needs to make a conscious effort to change that. Now, CeeLo says that he loves Shawnee more than he loves himself, and he says that disrespect is his biggest problem with Shawnee. He feels like she gets disrespectful towards him, and he blames her for what he perceives as disrespect. And he says that when he feels like she's disrespected him, he wants to give disrespectful back with her, and that's where all the toxicity comes in. Now, I feel like he thinks she's being disrespectful when she's not actually being disrespectful. I feel like he perceives pretty much everything she says as disrespect, and I feel like he feels like if she tells him what to do, that's a form of disrespect. So I don't know if they're going to be able to fix that. You can tell they love each other. I do think they're going to make it at the end of this season, but it's going to take a lot of work for them to fix those issues that they have. Styles P ends up breaking down about CeeLo, saying that he loves Shawnee more than he loves himself. I feel like, obviously Styles P and Ajua came on the show for the money because they pay pretty good money on Marriage Boot Camp. But I also think that they're receptive to learning. I do think that they want to work things out in their relationship. And so I do think that that's a good thing. Now, all the couples say that Stu and Michel'le are the only couple that barely are together. They're always separate from each other. They never show affection to one another. It's like they're not even really a couple. It's like they almost just came on the show just to get the check, which there are some people who have came on Marriage Boot Camp in the past and they weren't even actually a couple. They just wanted to get that check. So that might be what's going on with Michel'le and Stu. Now, Chosen says that there's too much fighting with Bianca, and he says that when he gets angry, he snaps and he gets out of character, and he doesn't like the way that Bianca's able to get him out of character. If he feels this way and he feels so stressed out in this relationship with Bianca, he should leave her. Why are you still in the relationship with her if she stresses you out this bad? He needs to take responsibility for his part in the problems that they have in their relationship. They both contribute to the issues that they have in their relationship, although they are so young and they're in this extremely toxic relationship, okay? It's so friggin' toxic. Now, Shawnee starts giving Bianca some advice because Bianca's downstairs venting to the ladies. I think that Shawnee is a good person for Bianca to get advice from. Hopefully Bianca is receptive to the advice. I do think Bianca wants the relationship between her and Chosas to work out. I do. Now, Chosas was saying that he's too young, okay? He's too young for all the drama that goes on in their relationship. He's only 23 and Bianca's also young as well. And he was saying that, they could be just friends, okay? They could be friends and not have any type of intimacy at all. But Bianca says that they can't just be friends. So they're not on the same page in their relationship, which is definitely something they're going to have to work on. I do think they're going to make it to the end of the season, though, and end up walking out together. But I do believe that, they have a lot of work, and 2 weeks on this show is not going to fix their problems. It's not. So it's time for the next challenge, and there's a stage with all the blame game topics on the board, okay? They have to explain why they blame their partner for the problems that they have in their relationship by creating a rap. Bianca and Chosas end up going first, and I think they did a good job together. I think that the two of them need to get in the studio together as soon as possible and make a song, because I think that they'll do a great job doing that. Now, Styles P and Ajua go next, and I liked their beat, okay? I liked their little rap better than everybody else's. It gave me old school vibes, which I really liked, and I think Styles P did a great job. Now, Michel'le and Stu go next. I thought that theirs was going to be a train wreck, but it wasn't. It was actually funny. I think they did good. Stu even dropped the mic at the end of his rap, so I thought that they did a good job. It was good that they were able to have fun together and loosen up, because they seem like they're always uptight with one another. Now, Jocelyn and Ballistic go next. They weren't my favorite, but I think they did a good job. Jocelyn added some Spanish to her rap, which I think was cool. And, Ballistic said something in the rap that Jocelyn didn't like. She rolled her eyes hard as hell in the back of her head when he said it. But they didn't argue. They ended up continuing to have a good time and finish the rap. She had a hook and everything. I think they did a good job, too. Now, CeeLo and Shawnee go last. Shawnee said, "Hold on, let me put my back to you so you can see what it's like to not have me anymore." I thought that was funny, because she was acting like she was about to battle rap CeeLo. CeeLo did a good job. Everybody knew that he's good with his words, so everybody knew that he was going to do a good job. I thought this was a really fun challenge, and it gave the couples a chance to have fun instead of arguing and being uptight all the time. Jocelyn takes her raunchy ass downstairs to all the other couples and lets them know that she has not gotten oral sex from Ballistic yet. And I don't know why she felt the need to tell that to all the other couples in the house. That makes no sense to me, why you would want to tell all your personal business and air out all your dirty laundry, but she did. And he told her that the reason why he doesn't do it is because she disrespects him all the time. He doesn't like the way she says it to him, and that's why he doesn't do it. And I can understand why he would be turned off by that. Now, Joseph and Bianca were hugged up in the corner, and you think there's a glimmer of hope with the two of them, and then they start arguing while they're hugged up together. She moves away from him and says that she doesn't want to be rejected by him, and I could feel like, she feels like he doesn't love her, and she feels like he doesn't want to be with her, and you can feel her anxiety through the TV screen. I can feel her anxiety. She's always stressed out and worried that he doesn't want her, or that he's thinking of someone else, or that he doesn't truly love her, and she carries that anxiety and worry with her all friggin' day, every day. That's why I'm saying she needs to focus more on herself instead of focusing on him, and I don't know how they do it in this relationship. I know people go through this all the time. I think everyone's been through this point in time in a relationship before, but if it keeps on going and nothing's changing, you guys are going to have to end that shit, because it's really, really toxic. Now, Styles P says that if he was Bianca and chose this age, he wouldn't have even came to Marriage Boot Camp, because he feels like they're too young to even come on the show, and he feels like, they have their whole lives ahead of them, and they have all these issues already in their relationship. So, I probably wouldn't either, but I would probably for that check that they give them on Marriage Boot Camp, which is probably why they actually came on the show. They do need the help. Don't get me wrong. They do need the help, but they came on the show for the check. Let's be real. Now, Judge Lynn Toller ends up coming, and she talks to the couples. Basically, it's a jury of your peers. Everyone has to judge what they know about all the other couples so far. Now, they start with obviously Joseph and Bianca as always, and Styles P said that they need to understand each other and that she needs to relax more and he needs to give more. I agree with him on that. I do think that he's completely on point with that. Now, Shoni says that Styles P needs to have more patience with Ajua, and the judge says that she doesn't see their issues, that she just hears about them, so she needs them to show more what their problems are so that they can effectively help the two of them. Now, Michel'le and Stu are next, okay? And basically, she's insecure. It basically boils down to that in their relationship. Now, Michel'le says that Stu likes Jocelyn because it's Jocelyn and Ballistic's turn, and once the judge says that, Stu takes his arm off of Michel'le's shoulders, and she points that out in front of everybody and says that Jocelyn's his type. He's into beautiful women like Jocelyn, and she gets all, hyped up about this, and I'm like, why is she doing this? It's like, damn, she must be extremely, extremely insecure for her to blurt that shit out in front of everybody. The judge had to calm everything down, and you can tell that Stu is completely uncomfortable and embarrassed by the whole situation, because now it makes it look weird between him and Ballistic because she said that. Now, even the judge had to say that Michel'le is wrong and way off about Stu, and I believe she is too. I just think it's her playing this over and over again in her head because she's insecure, one, about herself, and two, she's insecure about the age difference between her and Stu, which is why I said before she shouldn't be in a relationship with a younger man if that's the way she feels. Now, Judge Toller said that Jocelyn and Ballistic need to get on the same page. They do need to get on the same page, but they're not going to because Jocelyn doesn't feel like she needs to change anything about herself. So far, she did that whole crying shit with Dr.Ish the beginning of the episode, and then the very next day went downstairs and continued the same shit she was doing before. So I don't believe she wants to change at all. Now, she tells CeeLo and Shoni that she sees the love between them, but she needs to know what's wrong in their relationship. So theirs is basically the same as Styles P and Ajua. Now, Stu tells Ballistic that Michel'le embarrassed him, and he says that she needs to realize he's attracted to her, and they need to discuss the situation because he doesn't like that she did that in front of everybody, and I can understand why he wouldn't like that. Why would you do something like that to that man? You can tell that he was, completely embarrassed and taken aback by her doing that in front of everybody. Now, Shoni and CeeLo are talking, okay? And CeeLo gets offended by something she said. I think she told him to come in the bathroom with her while she runs her bath water or some shit like that, and he didn't like it. And I feel like he takes everything she does as disrespect. He perceives everything as disrespect. I think he doesn't like a woman telling him what to do. That's honestly what I believe, because that's what I just saw in the scene. Obviously, we're going to have to see as the episodes continue, but that's how I see it so far in their relationship. He gets offended by everything. Now, Stu tells Michel'le that she embarrassed him, and she keeps going on and on and on that he likes other women and points out the woman that's on their walls, which they need to scrape them pictures of those women off them walls because she keeps on bringing them up every episode. Now, Chosen and Bianca are hugged up, okay? Well, she was basically hugging him. He wasn't hugging her, and she had a problem with that. He said that he just wanted to lean and chill, but that it was okay for her to be hugging him. She was clearly bothered by that because he's not affectionate towards her at all. But you guys were just arguing, so it's like you can't really expect him to be affectionate when you guys just got into an argument. He seems like he's over it and stressed out. She basically even told everyone that if it wasn't for them filming the show, he would have got up and left the show already. If they weren't on the show, you have a contract, so if you leave, you get sued. So he can't leave the show. He has no choice but to stay there. So the episode cut there. I thought it was a pretty good episode. I want to know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button for me. I appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button too for more videos. And thank you to all my subscribers for the support. I appreciate you guys so very much. I'm getting closer and closer to reaching my goal every day. And so I want to thank you guys for that. And until next time, I will see you guys in my next video.